The core challenge for procurement is still in aggregating, structuring, and representing the data and making this accessible in the most meaningful way. Generative AI, however, has one major benefit. I can actually interact with the data in a more intuitive way. Back in the days, and that's just 6-7 months ago, I had to go through tons of different supplier profiles or dashboards in order to get a holistic opinion on my supply base. Today I can actually ask a simple question into a generative AI or conversational AI in order to get an answer based on hundreds of different data points.
The area where I think is most powerful and what we're focusing on is the ability to use AI to understand your data. So companies have spent many years and millions of dollars putting very complex data sets so they can try and understand their business, understand their suppliers, and see what's going on. And whilst they've built teams of specialists who can kind of get answers and find things in this data set, it's very slow and therefore very expensive.
I think a lot of folks today and a lot of companies are exploring the possibilities of what generative AI and the impact might be on their business. It's not a question of whether you embrace it or not. You have to. There's no decision. The question is the pace by which you do it. Are you going to engage with it in a more measured approach to start with?
The start of a Gen AI journey is not any different from other transformational, digital transformational journeys. First and foremost, we need to be all very clear, what do we solution for? What's our objectives? What are our hypotheses? What are the questions or pain points that we want to address? Secondly, it's important that we are clear about our data sources, internally and externally.
All this knowledge about AI and big data, then during all these years, almost 8 years, then you have been collecting data from exogenous factors, from internal factors, working with very mature and advanced companies in this domain. And then I think this is an important differentiator. And I want to be here just to both to shape the future of Scoutbee and also to learn from Scoutbee.
So I got very, very excited about the product and the proposition and all of that work I had done in the space. So I'm really excited about what Scoutbee's got coming down in the future and the pipeline and the vision. So I just really wanted to be a part of it.
So if we look at supply chain use cases where maybe we need to react quickly and we don't have enough resources to do it properly, maybe that could be reacting to some sudden shortage. If the early trial projects that companies invest in are not successful, that will put the agenda back quite a long time. So it's important to come up with some ideas for pilots which are not, they're not guaranteed to succeed, they can't be, but have a good chance of succeeding, and that will be very useful if they do succeed.
So companies will be able to do this to get more information and to make decisions much more quickly. And by being able to get this information and make those decisions quickly, we'll see a lot more creativity, investigation and discovery about companies, and they actually learn what their own business looks like. Once you start investigating and understanding how do you work with these systems now, then you start building the right processes and structures for your data and for your teams to build these systems.
I think generative AI did one thing, it created a lot of awareness in the wider industry. Scoutbee has been using large language model and Gen AI over the last 6 to 7 years. So that was our bread and butter business ever since. ChatGPT in particular made it actually accessible to the masses, and it receives now a much, much higher acceptance rate.
I also believe that it can be truly transformative, and that we can really take a much more accelerated approach to use it as a basis, as a foundation for fundamental, complete transformation of the way that we do business on a go-forward basis.